Nick,
Yes.
I have one thing to say to you.
What's that?
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again.
What was that from? Golden Girls?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
This blooper is brought to you by Taco Bell, because Coach and Nick love Taco Bell. Welcome back to Echo Base Network, where we bring you videos every single day, and you, the community, keep Star Wars alive. We are together again. We are going to do this thing. Today, Nick, we are looking at 5 top fan theories for The Mandalorian Season 3. We're going to dive right into this, guys. I'm going to present each of the 5 theories, and then Nick is going to bang, bang. He's going to shoot on all 5 of them and kind of give his take on them. So let's jump right in.
Yep. And I haven't heard any of these.
Yep. Here we go. Theory number 1. Din Djarin will claim the Mandalorian throne. While Bo-Katan may be the rightful heir to the throne, fans have pointed out how poignant it would be to have a foundling like Din rule over Mandalore. If you followed the Mandalore storyline in the Clone Wars, then you'll know that some Mandalorians like Almec were very negative about foundlings. Of course, this means that there is even every possibility that Bo-Katan will turn against Din because she is fueled by her singular desire to reclaim and rule over Mandalore. Moff Gideon seemed positively giddy at the prospect of turning Din and Bo-Katan against each other, further proving Bo-Katan's statement in The Passenger that people are trying to divide the Mandalorians. Nick, what say you?
I could see that being a very good possibility, and they kind of set the show up to go in that direction, especially with that last episode when he walks in with Moff Gideon and he has the dark blade.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of explaining it. Mando doesn't want any part of it. But the only question I have is he seemed very unwilling to take the throne. It seems like he has no interest in that at all.
It seemed to me like Mando was more towards being on the side of Bo-Katan rather than being anything over Mandalore.
Yeah, because he was willing to just hand it over to her and be like, "Here you go do what you want to do with it. Like I don't care." So I'm curious how that's gonna play out. I could see that being a possibility, but the way that he acted about the whole situation, I'm kind of have mixed feelings on that one. But I could see it being a possibility for sure.
All right, well, let's dive right into theory number 2. Boba Fett and Fennec Shand will go rogue. Earlier this month, Ming-Na Wen, who portrays Fennec Shand, was interviewed for the Star Wars website. In the interview, Wen said, "There's just this, guttural rawness, and I think that comes from Boba's character and what he's gone through, and now Fennec has also experienced death, and it's changed her." It seemed quite clear in the interview that the two of them are reliant on each other as a team. She goes on to say there's a dependency and a respect that they have for each other for sure. It's more like teamwork. He's sort of like the front guy, right? The one that everybody sees, but behind the curtain, we're more equal. That chemistry certainly got Star Wars fans abuzz with excitement, always ready to find new characters to ship together. So is there a path forward for what the fans are now calling Bonnick, Boba Fett and Fennec Shand, now that the end scene of The Mandalorian had them seated on Bib Fortuna's throne, formerly Jabba's throne, on Tatooine? Will the Book of Boba Fett see Shand and Fett taking on the crime syndicate that they once worked for? Perhaps a brush with death and the Sarlacc pit gave them a new motivation in life. Perhaps there's even a chance for romance. Nick, fire away.
Oh, God. I don't want to see any romance between Boba Fett and Fennec Shand. I have no interest in seeing that. It just doesn't feel like Han and Leia. You felt that, that kind of chemistry between them. Even in the first Star Wars, when they were kind of going back and forth, and especially, of course, in Empire. But I don't want to see that personally. And as far as them being equals, they might be equals as far as how badass they are, but I don't see. I see Fennec Shand being more of a loyalist, like she's loyal to whatever it is he's doing, and kind of just being by his side, helping him accomplish whatever it is he's wanting to do. But I definitely see it going down the path of Boba Fett kind of taking Jabba's role over and kind of being like a crime boss and kind of getting back into the way he was in the OT. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out come December.
I hope he's the new Jabba, and I hope he takes over a crime syndicate. And I hope that, as what they've already mentioned, that the Favreau-Filoni, the Mandoverse, if you will, is going to come and tie everything together for an incredible conclusion. What I hope that conclusion is that the remnants of the Imperials are going to become such a threat that it's going to take Mandalore, Luke, and a trained Grogu. It's going to take the crime syndicate and what we have with the New Republic coming together to go face this threat together. And Boba Fett is going to be leading the charge with the crime syndicate. I want to see that.
Yeah, that would be cool. I definitely want to see that first interaction between Luke and Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Since they were pretty much fighting against each other in the OT. So I would be curious. Plus, Boba Fett does not like Jedi. Mace Windu killed his dad, Jango. There's rumors of Mace Windu coming back. Yeah. And I think that would be really interesting arc there if he comes back and Boba Fett's hunting him down. Maybe they fight and then they end up coming to terms and being on the same side. Who knows? I think that would make for a very interesting storyline. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this.
All right. Theory number 3. We will learn who saved the child. Order 66. The Jedi are being slaughtered all across the galaxy. Ahsoka told Mando that someone hid Grogu, and then someone took him. Could it be Kanan Jarrus, Quinlan Vos, R2-D2, or maybe a Sith such as Darth Maul? Nick, do you see us finding out the backstory with Order 66 and the rescuing of Grogu?
Well, they definitely set that up in Season 2. On how he was at the Jedi Temple, but they don't know who he is. So that's sort of the mystery box that we get for the J.J. Abrams mystery box that we get with Season 2. So hopefully they're not just going to leave it up to everybody's imagination and they actually visit that and explain it and reveal who it was. I don't think it would make sense for it to be Darth Maul. If it was, I just don't know how I'd feel about that. If Mace is still alive and he, hobbled his way back to the Jedi Temple and got Grogu or something, I think that would maybe make a little bit more sense. I don't know. I literally have no clue. Because the thing is, the prequels and that whole era, Grogu wasn't even a character in anybody's minds, and it just wasn't even a character that had even been developed. So they're going to have to work that into the existing canon. And it'll be real interesting to see how they do that. Hopefully it makes sense on whatever it is that they do.
Yeah, and the thing I like about that is all it takes is one little sentence to put all that to rest, Yeah, Mace found him. He's still alive. What a reveal that would be.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go. Theory number 4. The Silver Ball will reunite Din and Grogu. Hear me out on this one. For fans who are mourning the separation of Grogu and Din Djarin, one hope remains for their potential reunion in Season 3. The Silver Ball. Silver Biss. Oh, I'm sorry. We know that the ball holds sentimental meaning for Din, not just because it was part of the Razor Crest, rest in peace, but because it was one of the child's favorite things. The ball came into play as the impetus for Grogu to use his Force abilities during his training with Ahsoka. During the Jedi, fans feared that Din would return to the Razor Crest after leaving Grogu with Ahsoka and see the silver ball. But it wasn't until the tragedy that the ball delved a fatal blow right in the fields when Din found it in the wreckage of the Razor Crest after losing Grogu to the Dark Troopers. We know he has it in his possession, but we haven't seen it again yet. Could it be that Din will reflect on his time with Grogu in Season 3 and realize that he doesn't want to be parted with him, just as Luke discovers that Grogu's attachment to his father figure makes it difficult for him to be trained? There is no doubt in the minds of fans that the lone wolf and the cub will be reunited once more.
I definitely see them crossing paths again at some point in time. The thing is, I hope it's not too early. I would like to see some separation there, where Grogu's doing his own thing with Luke, Mando's doing his own thing, and then some event happens that ends up, bringing them back together, and then you see that reunited chemistry between the two of them at that point in time. Not just like first episode, like, oh, hey, we're going to go see Grogu and hang out. And,
right.
So I hope they put some space there. But as far as the ball being the thing, I think that would just be dumb. Make it something more grand, something more, intense, not just that. I mean, you could have that in there sort of like an Easter egg thing, like they get back together and then Grogu is in the ship and reaches for it or something like that, or they're back together and he still has it in his pocket and hands it to him and then he remembers it or something like that, but not that being the thing that, brings them back together.
Sure. I gotcha. All right, well, here we go. Theory number 5. Dr. Pershing will lead Din and company to Kamino. Social media has been speculating about Dr. Pershing and Kamino since Season 1, when eagle-eyed fans spotted the Kamino patch on Dr. Pershing's costume. Of course, with the references to cloning in relation to Grogu and his midichlorian count, this all made perfect sense considering Kamino was the source of the clone troopers originally. Now, with the reappearance of Boba Fett and Bo-Katan reminding audiences during the season finale that he is a clone of Jango, there seems to be new credence added to the theories that Kamino may make a reappearance in Season 3. Boba's connection to the clones certainly renewed theories about whether or not the series would revisit the familiar prequel trilogy location and delve deeper into cloning. Cloning has always been a fascinating element within the Star Wars universe, and there is no doubt in the minds of fans that we'll be seeing more of this plotline as the series progresses. There was a reason midichlorians were mention dropped as Din Djarin stood in a room full of seemingly failed clones. So, Nick, that's the final fan theory. Dr. Pershing will lead Mando to Kamino, and we will be getting Kamino in Season 3. What say you?
I've also heard a rumor that at the end of the Bad Batch that the Empire is going to destroy Kamino. Who knows if that's actually true. If it is, then of course we're not going to get that. So, but if that doesn't happen, I could see that potentially being part of the plot line for sure. Especially since we know Rex is still alive. He's a clone. Boba Fett's a clone. Freaking Omega, which is probably still freaking alive, is a clone. So I'm sure she's going to end up showing up in live action. I could also see that being a pretty good fan theory on being in the story arc for sure.
Sure.
Depending on what happens at the end of Bad Batch.
Right.
If it doesn't get destroyed by the Empire.
Well, guys, that is all 5 fan theories right there. We just read them out loud to you, presented them to you. Nick shot on them. What do you think about those 5 theories? Which theories do you like? Which ones do you not like? And what do you agree or disagree with Nick as he gave his opinion on those things? As always, we hope that you will join us this coming Saturday night during our weekly live stream show Every Saturday night, we have a Star Wars show. It is incredible. Starts at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. You never know what's going to happen. Giveaways, memberships, all things are happening Star Wars. It is wonderful. Nick and I are providing content, Star Wars content, every single day. So if you've not hit the subscription button, hit that, ring that bell, get notifications. And as always, I am the coach. He is Nick. We are You Are Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you. And I'm out.
We'll see you guys in the next video.